Unwritten rule of work number 9 is additional labor. This included when respondents talked about as they moved up into higher class positions that they were expected to do more work outside of their job description, and we did include emotional labor in this. I'm Dr. Anna Kalschmidt. I'm an industrial organizational psychologist, and I research the unwritten rules of work for people from low-income backgrounds. In my initial study on the unwritten rules of work, we examined the unwritten rules of work for people from low-income backgrounds who are Black and white, women and men. We don't usually use percentages in qualitative research, but to give you a sense that not all of the rules are applied equally, 82% of our Black women respondents said they were expected to do additional labor, followed by 50% of the Black men and 40% of the white women. Only 18% of the white men said the same. And this is consistent with other literature. By literature, I mean research. For example, women are expected to do more emotional labor for their supervisees and even their bosses, but men are not usually expected to do the same. And people of color are usually expected to do the diversity, equity, and inclusion work, DEI, but they're not compensated more for that. In fact, a McKinsey study from 2021 said that while 87% of companies said that DEI work was critical, only 25% said that they rewarded it monetarily. I've seen examples of both of these in my life and my life of my friends. For example, in a management position I was in, I had literally 4 roles for no additional pay, and all of the women, whether they were white or women of color, were all expected to take on extra roles as they kept firing people, but the men never had to, and it was that they wouldn't be good supervising people, that they didn't have the people skills. So they got to just do their jobs for their one job and go home, and we did not. And for DEI, I've experienced this, but I've also witnessed it a lot. I have a friend who is a Black woman, and she at her company was expected to lead their Black group and do a lot of their DEI initiatives, and it was not just not paid additionally, it also wasn't included in her performance appraisal. So they wanted her to do all that extra work while not accounting for that it would take time from her doing things that were actually rewarded in her performance appraisal. So she wasn't even promoted later on, even though she was leading a whole group. I can provide some tips that research says will help with pushing back on taking on additional tasks, but to be completely honest with you, it has never worked for me. It has always been implied to me to take the extra task or we're done. And honestly, if you're in that kind of situation, you should look for something else. Things you can do is document everything you do and document everything you're asked to do over email. Propose alternatives. Maybe what they're asking you to do isn't needed, or there's another way to do it that would be more time efficient. You can say you'd be happy to discuss and see what that entails with a new title and promotion. Although, honestly, good luck. I honestly think one of the best things you can do is to ask how you should prioritize the task. And this is a nice professional way for you to remind them of everything you're already doing and ask which they need first. And if the answer is all of it, then you have an idea of what that company is going to expect from you from here on out.